for question.
Okay, so why is it that the plantation areas are near the shores of salt water and not in the heart of Brazil?
That's an excellent question. Let's look at that a little bit. And it really speaks to the colonial pattern. So the plantations, when we looked at a map of where most of the existing plantations are, we saw that many of them are along this northern coast and along this coast also. You can see that there is a strip of rainforest in this green. There would have been a strip of existing rainforest pre-colonial time right along the coast here. It was far easier for ships to sail along the coast and also to settle along the coast, and that's why we have a far larger population pattern. And yes, it's true that plantations are made and rainforest is taken down in the interior, but it's far harder to get to the interior. It's difficult to travel, it's not as connected, it's very hard for connection to occur, especially back in the times when it was colonized. So it would have been far easier to settle the coast and to burn and cut down areas of rainforest there along the coast here where there was access and create the plantations there. So the majority of the plantations are there. Got time for maybe one more?
What makes the rainforest so important that they need to cut it down or want to cut it down?
Oh, don't get me going. I have 3 minutes to answer that. Okay, I'll try. I'm very passionate about the rainforest, as you all know. But that's a super good question. Thank you for asking that. Thank you for caring. Yes, rainforests to me are far more valuable and important left intact because they are really the lungs of the world. And as we talked about, rainforests are systems that are built on connection. And it isn't really what is, the trees are in very shallow root systems and they can fall down very easily, but they're replaced by other trees. It's the whole system working together. The butterflies, the birds, everything's pollinating everything else. And everything's all living together in the mass of the rainforest, which goes high up into the canopy and has a lot of things growing and living on it. To me, that's where the value is in the intact system. Why is it so important? Why would people clear it? There's one simple reason, no, two. One, it's fed by rain, so there's water for crops, and two, it's flat. So unfortunately, once the rainforest is taken down, you have a flat elevation and it's watered. But unfortunately, the soils, rainforest soils, aren't good for growing beyond a year or two. You might get 1 year out of a crop because often the rainforest soils are very poor in nutrient. So it just creates a need for feeding the crops. And remember too, in those climates, insects and disease is prevalent. So they're going to need pesticides, they're going to need nutrients, and you take that rainforest out. See, the rainforest all works together. The things that survive in a rainforest are uniquely adapted for the rainforest, and that's why the system works really well, whereas it's all cut down. It doesn't grow in insta-forest by magically being Johnny Appleseed and sprinkling some seeds around. It just doesn't work that way. Great question. Thank you. And we'll see you tomorrow.